Hello, guys. Welcome back. Somebody asked me a really good question. How do you know if Loki's trying to contact you? And I'm honestly going to tell you that has to be a judgment call on your part. Like, let's say Marvel pays $5 billion for a Loki ad campaign, and they bring out this Loki plush doll, Loki cereal, all this Loki swag. Probably not, but let's say they do, okay? And they bring it out all at once, and you're seeing it everywhere. Like, you turn on the TV, you turn on the radio, you open the newspaper, you buy a magazine, you come on YouTube, everywhere this Loki stuff is just saturated everywhere, okay? And you're like, I wonder if Loki's trying to contact me. No, only you can decide. Is that just a hyper aggressive ad campaign, or is that Loki trying to contact you? But the person was also having dreams, and that can usually be a pretty good indication because gods do speak to us in our dreams. Now, again, it's always open to your own discernment. There are times I have dreams where I wake up and I'm like, was that contact really, or am I just having random dreams? You never know until you ask for a sign. And I told the person, you can totally ask for a sign. Any god that doesn't want to give you a sign is not a god you want to work with anyhow. And so, like, if you're seeing all this Loki stuff and you're having Loki dreams or whatever Loki stuff is happening in your life, you can totally go to him and say, Loki, is this you? He's not shy. No matter whatever words I would use to describe him, shy would not be one of them. And I'm getting snickering back there. He is definitely not shy. He will be happy to jump in the middle if he's trying to even remotely contact you. He will be happy to jump in the middle of your life. I am going to tell you to put a writer on it. Tell him something nice, please. Loki is a mischief maker. Loki will sometimes respond by breaking stuff. He can't help it. He is a mischief maker. He is chaos. So, you don't have to be afraid of him, but at the same time, just imply that you do want to, have a sign, please. And if he's coming into your life, another good indication is going to be all the shit you've been hiding from people is just going to start coming out. He might not do it to everyone, but like all these secrets you've been hiding and everything else that may very well come out into the open because that is Loki's sacred function. It's to find all the shit that you've been hiding and show everybody. And sometimes he will tell me if he, I don't go out of my way to do wrong things, but if he thinks I've done something wrong, he'll say, either you go admit to it, I want to make sure people find out. And he'll make sure people find out in the way that does the most damage to your life. So just be aware that's one of the collateral damages of working with Loki. And if he's in a mood and he hasn't told you, another thing I've noticed too, and it's a weird quirk to mention, is that your cooking will be for shit for a couple of days. Or even if you buy food, there will be something about the food. It won't taste good or something nasty about it. It's like, it doesn't happen all the time. You don't have to be afraid to eat around him. But I've noticed if he's a little peeved, especially if I'm cooking for another god in his stove, because remember, that's his sacred area over there, he will get a little pissy and the food won't come out right. And then he'll think about it and he'll think that doesn't make me look like a very good hearth god, and maybe he'll help me fix it, maybe he won't. Sometimes he's pissed off. If he's pissed off, give him space. Doing a gift sip, I've got like one thing there. I've got some iced tea here. 1 second, guys. Sorry about this. But he's usually not shy about letting you know he wants to make contact. And so he was happy that, we started an 11th temple today. Did I say that already? I'm not sure if I did, but we started 11th temple today for the Greek gods because they wanted their own stuff, and I see that. So they have theirs. And I got it knocked out really quickly to a statue room. Because weirdly, I told them if they could get me an infinite amount of statues, I would make a Greek temple. God damn, if we don't have infinite amount of statues. They don't look like Greek gods. In fact, they look like rather fey store mannequins, but everybody's happy. So, we knocked out a statue room, a throne room, a library for Athena, a theater, and a splash area, a start of a place for Poseidon, etc., etc. So we got that knocked out pretty quickly, and I've been running around to Freyr and Freya's temple and everybody else's temple and just doing, touch-ups, tune-ups, making sure that we build on rooms. And, the Morrigan had been coming around, and it's just like I can just feel when she comes around occasionally. She wanted her room too. The fastest way sometimes to deal with gods, this is getting to a little different subject, is to just give them what they want. She wanted to put the wind up Odin, is really what she wanted to do. She really didn't want it because she loves me and she's my mom. She just likes to piss off Odin. So she has almost a duplicate of one of his rooms. He is ignoring her for right now, but she's in the worst temple to keep her as far away from Odin as possible. And she's just snickering to herself because she thinks she got away with something. And Coyote and company got a room, and they knew I would look up a video. And I don't know why Two Spirit popped into my head, but it did. Long story short, after this guy does this video that I guess he was factual, I wouldn't know, but basically does that if you're white, you can look but don't touch. So never touch the term, never discuss the term, don't look directly at anything First Nations. You know that kind of overly white guilt thing. I mean, can you feel bad about the past? Fuck yeah, but don't carry stuff on your shoulders that you did not do. That's not useful either, because Coyote was roaring at me today that he doesn't have time for this guilt these people are carrying around, because guilt doesn't help anybody, and he wants his goddamn temple room. So they got a temple room. So they have a temple room right next to Morgan, which is probably going to be utterly delightful, but he's happy. He's got that for all of them, and they understand we're down to what we have. So we have to be very creative with some of these rooms now, but you know, it's coming to the end, and I'm so happy. The most I will have to decorate would be one new temple, but we've already got plenty of empty rooms because we've got one small mini hall that we land in and 11 of these damn things. There's plenty of room to go around. So, you know, it's a thing of, you know, if they want something, they can have it. La Santa has a room, Morgan has a room. You know, everybody that really wants a room is having one. And some just, they don't care. They're not interested because we don't have all those little tiny extras anymore. They don't want it. And I don't blame them. They got very attached to those extras. So did I. But funnily enough, Mammon was right. A video popped up totally at random in my feed of a lawyer. And he's apparently a pretty big deal on YouTube. And he talks about copyright law. And basically there's this copyright case on YouTube. And you could argue fair use when I was in my learning stage. I was in my learning stage up until extremely recently. I mean, literally up until, like, say, December or something. But after you consider yourself a master and you know exactly what you're doing, you're no longer learning. Like, you're no longer a student in school, so you can't just go use anybody's stuff in your work. That's the thing. To use anything on the internet, from what I understood, and I am not a lawyer and this is not legal advice, you actually have to get a release of some kind. You have to get, I think, written permission. And I'm like, yeah, I can't do that online. That's not how these, you know, 3D models work. They put it up on, say, Sketchfab. They tell you it's free to use. Just, you know, give me credit. But how the hell are you going to get written permission from each and every one of those designers? You'll drive them nuts, right? Like, if you contact them and say, hey, will you write down permission in writing and send it to me? Yeah, they're not going to probably do that. So I'm like, nah, I'm good. If that's what I legally have to do, I'm good. And you know, you would have to attach copyright to it, put it in your home, and anytime you always own the copyright to something. And if you've made it, but you have to go file a paper to enforce that copyright. That's the difference. But it's like it's too much legal stuff for me, so I told the gods whatever, you know, Oculus gives us is what we're gonna have to deal with, because I don't even know if I have a right to bring my own photography in, because I'm using third-party software, and I don't know if I have the right now to import their stuff without writing some kind of attribution in it, and I can't because I'm literally bringing it in. Do you see what I mean? So I'm like, I have no idea. I don't understand copyright law. I don't think I should have to try to, so we're going to play it safe. And Mammon was right. And I said to Mammon, you try to protect me. And he's like, mm-hmm. And Satan had tried to protect me because this channel, he had warned me about watching too many of these Reddit things. And I watched them and I watched them and I watched them and I watched them. I had the most messed up dream this morning, guys. I mean, it was really messed up. And he was like, well, what did I tell you? You know, I told you they're making you feel down or yuck or something. And he says, I told you no, but I wouldn't listen. I had to keep going. But I'm in pretty good spirits because we're almost absolutely at the end of temple design. Satan's temple with all the other demons is completely done. The Sea Queen's completely done. Loki's temple is completely done unless he would want me to come back in. Freyr and Freya's temple was at about 90%. 70 to 90%. And all the other temples are coming along gradually. And some of them, they want their own temple, but then you decorate one room, they're good. They leave me alone now. I have what I want, so, go figure. But we figure we would get you guys out of video today. So if you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you later. Bye bye.